evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?
Welcome back to the Detroit Tigers franchise here on MLB the Show. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. It is time for the 2022 amateur draft. The Tigers will be selecting 11th in the first round. Now, I don't think we've got any additional, we don't have any competitive balance picks, so it's 11th in the first round. Round 2, where are we picking here, and why are we not... Oh, this is bad. We don't even have a second round pick. This is just bad news, guys. We do have a competitive balance pick at the way tail end of the second round. But the bottom line is we got to be really efficient with this pick right here. And if we think about the team needs right now, I think it's bullpen, and then probably, a bat in general. So, we're okay with Scope and Baez up the middle. Candelario is okay at third, but probably not the long-term answer. With Torkelson at first, I would be okay, but we still need a slugger to play DH. So let's just see what is here first and go from there. So what we want to look at is, let's sort by MLB ETA. And basically what we're now looking for is somebody with an 80 potential that is fully scouted. Maybe a 75, but really an 80 would be ideal. So Brandon Webb is a 18-year-old closing pitcher. He's a right-hander. His control isn't the greatest, but his walks per 9 is actually decent. His Ks per 9 is outstanding. Hits per 9 is pretty solid. He's got decent velocity, great movement. He's actually not a bad fielder either. Injury risk is low. He throws a 4-seam in the low to mid-90s, and then a changeup and a slider. So this is a guy that's going to have big-time upside in a few years. I don't know that he's necessarily, he wouldn't be our closer right away. He's probably a guy that within a year we would have in our bullpen. So we'll keep an eye on him. Let's look at these guys that, see, he's a 75 supposedly, but we didn't get to fully scout this guy. So I don't think I'm going to take a risk that he's really like a 70 for his potential. Sean Gonzalez, a 20-year-old shortstop, left-handed hitter. It's a 75 for his potential, which means it's really like a B. But it looks like he's already a decent hitter as far as his attributes for contact and power. The vision is okay. The discipline's a little low. Defense is decent, and he's got really good speed. I'm not wasting a first-round pick on this guy because we don't need a shortstop right now. But maybe he's there in the second round. Jonah Perez, a switch hitter. He's got 80 for potential, and this guy is fully scouted. His glove is actually not that bad. He's not the fastest guy on the field, but this guy is a hitter. He's 22, which means, he's basically gone to college and kind of proven himself. But look at those contact and power ratings. And he's got good vision and discipline. I wish he could play other positions, but this is a guy that within a year, let's say Miguel Cabrera does not retire and he plays one more season, that following season, this guy would probably come up and be our DH, and Torkelson would play first most of the time, but when Torkelson needed a day off or we wanted to put him in the outfield, Perez could play first. But I think this is the guy. That is a really good set of attributes for his hitting ability, and his glove is actually pretty good. He doesn't have an arm, but I don't need him to at first base, and he's a low injury risk. I think this is the guy. He's a little bit short for a first baseman at 5'11". That's not even realistic, to the point where I will probably change that. But let's go ahead and take Jonah Perez. There's nobody else here that is like major league ready right now. Let's actually, just in case, come down a little bit farther. Let's take a look at some of these blue chip guys like Jonah Perez. He's a 22-year-old closer, four-seam. See, he doesn't have a breaking ball, so let's pass on him. Dale Cash. He's a decent hitter. He's got really good speed, but he has no arm. That's the right-handed Johnny Damon prototype that we talked about. That's a 75 potential. So I think Jonah Perez is the guy. So we'll see what we get for his potential. Hopefully it's an A. If it's not, we could be in trouble. We have got to get a relief pitcher here. So let's see what is available and go from there. So Ronaldo Riggs is there. Brandon Webb is still there. I think this is the guy that we should go with. He's a 80 potential, which is the difference maker for me. Plus, I like his pitch mix being a four-seam, a changeup, and a slider. And I really like that his walks per 9 are not that bad. Even though the control is, 45, I'd like it to be 50 or better. I can live with that. So this will be our guy. Another guy that's 5'11". What is the deal with everybody being 5'11" that we've looked at? Like, what's up with that? So let's go with Brandon Webb. Hopefully another A potential guy right there. All right, so let's sort again. There's some more relief pitchers here. Pete Suzuki, remember, another right-hander. And this is a guy that actually has pretty good command. The 75 for his potential is a little bit risky because it could be as low as a 70 if that fully scouted difference, like we didn't get him fully scouted. It's close. What about Merced? He's a lefty. 75 potential. Another guy that's 5'11". What's the pitch mix here? Fast. See, I don't like that he doesn't have a changeup. Let's go with Suzuki because we need arms. I really want a lefty, though. And this guy is a lefty. I think this is the wiser move. Even though he doesn't have a changeup, what he does have is a four-seam that'll hit the high 90s. Then he's got a sinker that'll run one direction and a cutter that'll run the other, and a curve. So I think this guy is usable. And that 75 potential should hold pretty true. He's probably at least a high C potential. Let's go with him. And with any luck, well, dang it, see, okay, yeah, there's our 4th round pick. Bear with me a second. My phone was blowing up. All right, so let's sort again. See, Pete Suzuki is still there. I really like this guy. So, what about Riggs? Another lefty, and he has pretty good command. If we get really lucky, he might still be there in the next round. And these are guys that look... Oh, here's an 80 potential, fully scouted. 21 years old, subpar control, and the walks per 9 are decent. Four-seam in the high 90s, a curve, and a change. I wonder if we should go with him because of the higher potential. Let's do that. Let's go for potential. Even though he's not quite Major League ready, I want guys that are going to develop into very good Major League pitchers. Holy crap, Pete Suzuki is still there. I'm not even looking farther down. We're absolutely taking him. I don't know why. I mean, he might be a C potential, and maybe that's why people are overlooking him. And we didn't have him fully scouted, but I think we got a steal right there. Okay, we don't have anybody else scouted here. So what we're actually going to do is now let's look at overall. Because basically what I'm hoping for at this point is just somebody who is a decent baseball player, even if they're not necessarily a high potential kind of guy. Now, I've drafted a bunch of pitchers. Let's try and find a position player. And I'm thinking maybe this guy right here, simply because, actually, what about this guy? I'm thinking we want somebody with some decent potential, but I don't know if we're really going to get anybody. So I think what we need to do is just get the guy that looks like he's a decent player now and can maybe help us at the minor league level. This guy's probably all about speed and defense, so he's probably never going to be a major league asset, but this deep into the draft, it's okay. And is that the last pick? It is. All right, so let's go see what we got. I think we did okay there. All right, so sign draft picks. So Jonah Perez is an 86 for his potential. A little lower than we would like, but look at his hitting ability already. He's in the mid-60s with his contact ratings, and remember, this is a switch hitter, so I'm totally fine with this guy being a high B, well, mid to high B potential. He'll end up being a pretty darn good player, and he's going to be a decent fielder. So he's got some pop. I think this is a guy that within a year or two is going to be major league ready. I mean, he's already a 73 overall. So this is going to be a guy that can help this team. So we're going to actually crank this up to the maximum and get him signed. Brandon Webb, 72 overall and a 91 for his potential, which is a low A. This is a really good pick considering this was like late in that competitive second round scenario. And he's only 18 as well. He's a terrible fielder. And the command might be a little bit of an issue, but I think this guy is going to be able to help us very soon. So we're going to crank this up as well. Ramon Merced, only a 69 overall, which actually isn't that bad. He's probably better than Gregory Soto right now. Now his walks per nine and his command are going to have to come up a little bit before I feel really comfortable with this guy. But a good hard fastball, and then the sinker and the cutter. So he's going to be able to move that ball and throw it really hard. And then that curve, if that thing has some break to it, this guy is going to be nasty. So look out for this guy. And again, 86 for the potential is going to give this guy, a pretty high ceiling. I think he could end up being like a low 80s kind of guy after several years. George McDonald, 65 overall and 89 for his potential. So he's darn near an A potential. Again, that control worries me a little bit, but he's young. We're going to give him a couple years to develop, and hopefully this is a guy that turns into an asset for us in the bullpen a couple years down the road. We're trying to rebuild that bullpen right now, and I think this draft class got the job done. I mean, that trio right there, A, B, and C, in that order, these guys should all be Major League ready in a couple of years. This guy is actually Major League ready right now. And remember, we kept looking at him earlier in the draft. He is a high C for his potential, but he's only 18 and he's already a 75 overall. He's got the best command of any of the guys that we picked, and his walks per nine at 54 is actually not that bad. He's not going to give up a lot of hard contact as far as that hits per nine. That is really solid. And he's got good velocity. So I think this guy could end up being nasty. And he's only 18. I wish he was a lefty, but that's okay. So we definitely reloaded the bullpen here. I'm really happy with what we've accomplished there. And then this was a bust. But we kind of didn't really know what we were getting with this guy. I was hoping his overall would be more like a 62. This guy's going to be, double A material for his entire career. So, whatever. All right. That is it for the draft. Before we jump into game action in this episode. I'll just give you a quick update as to where we are since the last episode. Let's see. We won here at the last episode, and then we lost 4-1, and then won 2-1, and then got smoked by the Twins yesterday. So it's a 4-game set. We have a chance to make it a split here if we can win game 4. And then the next game that we should be watching or seeing is this one here against the Yankees. So sit tight, and we'll be taking you out to Yankee Stadium here shortly. Now, actually, before we go out to that game, a huge setback for the Tigers as Tarek Skubal broke his arm in his last outing and is going to miss significant time. He's having a pretty good year for us. The ERA right down there around 3 with a 1.23 whip, which is pretty solid. 12 games started, and he's given us 7 quality starts and a 4-2 record. So that one really hurts. I guess in response to that, we have called up Matt Manning, and we are going to go ahead and throw him right into that spot in the rotation. I am not giving this job to Tyler Alexander the way that he has pitched over the last several weeks. Even though that whip looks really good right now and the ERA below 4 isn't terrible, he has not been very good lately. And if you look at what's going on here, this team is not trending in the right direction from a pitching perspective. The only bright spot at the moment is Andrew Chafin continues to be extremely solid for us in that closer role. And then here we called up Garrett Hill from AA. He was pitching pretty well down there. We went ahead and stuck him into the spot that Manning vacated. I thought about bringing up Jackson Jobe because he is pitching pretty darn well, but I think it's silly to move him up to AAA only to see him maybe struggle there. That doesn't really help him. So I'd rather have him build his confidence there. We just moved Franklin Perez from the long relief role here into the starting rotation. As you can see, he has been pitching very well in long relief. And then we called up Nivaldo Rodriguez, who will now, with his, actually no, Elvin Rodriguez, oh my gosh, Elvin Rodriguez will be the new long relief guy. So that's what we've done there. Now, the other thing that I think we are very close to doing, and I will just, kind of lay it out there, is Victor Reyes. Look at how many guys on this team are cold right now. This is just ridiculous. Our team is not playing well lately. But Victor Reyes just cannot get it going at the plate. He's not even hitting lefties all that well. He did hit his first home run of the season in the last game, but we lost anyway. He has just been atrocious. So I think we are really close to making the move to call up Riley Green. He's got that average up to 302, 7 homers. He actually missed a week or so with a minor injury, but he's back in the lineup now. If he gets to where they list him as hot, he is definitely getting the call. I think he's ready. I don't want to, call him up mid-season if we don't need him, and I don't feel like he's going to be a huge difference maker. The reality is right now, even as bad as I feel like we're playing, we're still tied for first. So we're going to continue to just let things go for now. But we are basically, a month and a half from the All-Star break. If Reyes doesn't get it together by the end of June, it's almost a sure thing that if we are still right there in the mix for the AL Central, we probably need to go ahead and do something there. So be on the lookout for that. But for now, let's head on out to New York, and it's going to be Rodriguez versus Cortez in a matchup of lefties at Yankee Stadium.
And here we are at Yankee Stadium, the hallowed grounds at the home that Ruth built, and you see all of the retired numbers there, obviously intimidating as a visiting opponent, but nonetheless, the Tigers coming to town with some confidence as they've been playing okay lately. Joey Gallo, though, having an outstanding season for the Yankees, so thriving in pinstripes. Look at that average in the OPS for a guy that, generally speaking, a lot of people consider a guy that's going to hit around 200 for the year and strike out about 300 times a season. But he is hitting the ball very well for this team. And Nestor Cortez going to the hill for the pinstripes today, a 1.51 whip and a 4.57 ERA across 11 starts so far this year. First batter, Victor Reyes, lines one into right field. He's starting to swing the bat a little bit better, and that is into right field for a base knock. And the leadoff man is on for the visiting Tigers. And they're going to put him in motion. 2-1 pitch is called strike two. And Reyes into second safely with a stolen base. So runner in scoring position now for the Tigers. Next pitch, Robbie Grossman had a hanging changeup there, but swings through it. Cortez got away with that one. And that's the first out of the ballgame. Now with two away, it's Javi Baez, a hanging slider. He hits a rocket right at Gallo and left. And that'll do it for the Tigers as they strand that leadoff runner. And now we go to the bottom of the first. It's Rodriguez, a nice pitch there to get LeCastro swinging on a changeup down and away, and a great start for the Tigers lefty. Now on to the top of the second, 1-2 to Jonathan Scope. Swing and a miss there. He's down on strikes for the first out of the second inning. Now with two away, it's Austin Meadows. Looking at a slider at the knees. He got the call. Nasty pitch from Cortez there, and he has pitched two scoreless innings. Now we go to the bottom of the second. Swing and a miss there, and Contreras down on strikes for the second out, and that's a couple of Ks now for Rodriguez, and we go to the top of the third. One away for Eric Haas. The 3-1 cutter misses just off the outside corner, and it's a one-out walk. The Tigers with a base runner here with one away in the inning, and they are going to now have Victor Reyes hit a hard grounder to second. Looked like it was going to be a double play, and they don't even get the out at second as Haas running hard there. It's an E4 and an opportunity for Detroit if they can come up with a hit now. It's first and second, one away. 0-2 to Grossman. He's down on strikes. That changeup got him again. That's a big second out for Cortez and a chance to get out of the inning here. It's 1-2 to Miggy. He hits this ball hard, but right at LeMahieu at third. He's going to send it over to first for the final out of the inning, and we're scoreless as we go to the bottom of the third. Yankees hitless through those first couple of innings, and now two away for Oswaldo Cabrera. And the youngster at shortstop hits a rocket down the line, high off of the foul pole for the solo home run. His sixth of the season as the young switch-hitting shortstop comes through here with two away in the third. The first hit of the ballgame for the Yankees is a home run, and we are now on to the top of the fourth. Swing and a miss from Torkelson there with two outs, and Cortez has now pitched four scoreless as the Yankees clinging to that one-run lead. Now the bottom of the fourth. 3-0 pitch to Giancarlo Stanton, and he hits an absolute missile through the left side for a leadoff single. Then it's Aaron Judge. 1-1 pitch, grounded to second. Scope fields, throws to short, and it's a 4-6-3 double play, and it's two for the price of the one for the Tigers. So a good play there. They get the double play. Now with two away, it's Wilson Contreras. First pitch swinging. He got a fastball over the heart of the plate and rips this one into the left field bleachers. Make it 2-0 Yankees. A couple of solo home runs in that double play. Now a big one, as that makes that a solo shot, his 9th of the year, and the Yankees lead it 2-0. Now on to the top of the fifth. First batter is Austin Meadows. 1-2 pitch is down low. He checked his swing, but could not hold up. That front hip slider has got him for the second time in a row. Now one away for Jeimer Candelario. An 0-2 pitch mistake there, comes up and hits him on the shoulder. And it's a one-out base runner for the Tigers. Now two outs in the inning, and it's Victor Reyes. He got a fastball to hit there, but misses that one. It's a routine fly to center. Hicks is under it, and that'll do it for the Tigers in the fifth. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Bottom of the order due up. It's still 2-0. One away in the inning for Aaron Hicks. A 1-2 pitch to him is a fastball belt high down the middle. And I don't know what he's talking to the umpire about, but that was a very hittable pitch, and he's down on strikes. Now we go to the top of the sixth. First batter is Robbie Grossman. He gets a hanging slider, rips this one deep to left field. Leaping try by Gallo, but it goes over his head, hits the top of the wall, and is a stand-up double from Grossman. The Tigers in business here with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out in the 6th. Next batter, Miguel Cabrera. 3-2 is a slider, misses inside. It's ball 4, and that'll make it 1st and 2nd. And Cortez at 87 pitches now. They're going to stay with him, though. Javi Baez gets a fastball center cut and hits a rocket right back at Aaron Hicks. Man, Cortez got away with that one, and he has been flirting with disaster all game. And with one away here in the 6th, they are going to go ahead and turn to the bullpen. It's runners on 1st and 2nd, and he is responsible for both of them. But he has pitched pretty well in this one to keep the Tigers scoreless to this point as they turn to Jonathan Loizaga out of the bullpen. He has been okay for the Yankees, a 3.91 ERA, 25 appearances so far this year. First batter he faces, he gets swinging. A nice slider there to get scope for the 2nd out of the inning, and they're 1 out away from getting out of this jam. And he actually 1 strike away as it's 0-2 to Torkelson. Nice piece of hitting there. He golfs a sinker into center field. Grossman comes around to score, and the Tigers are on the board. So the shutout is gone. That run will get credited to Cortez, and it's now 1st and 2nd, 2 down for Austin Meadows. He's swinging on the first pitch and hits a laser into right center field, but that is going to be caught by Judge on the run for a big final out there. But the Tigers do cut into the lead as Torkelson delivers a 2-out RBI single to make it 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th here in Yankee Stadium.
Most memorable game that I ever
Rodriguez still out there for, with 1 away in the inning. It's DJ LeMahieu taking that one up the middle. That ball was hit well and into center field for a 1-out single. Rodriguez at just 65 pitches at that point. Next batter, Giancarlo Stanton. That fastball misses inside on a 3-1 count to make it a 1st and 2nd situation here with 1 out. And now with 2 away, it's Wilson Contreras. Ground ball to 2nd. Scope struggled with it, but recovers and gets the out to end the inning, and we go to the 7th. It's still 2-1, and the Yankees sticking with now Clay Holmes in the coming out of the bullpen, and Eric Haas on a 2-1 pitch, a slider left over the plate, and he takes this deep and gone to left. A no-doubter there for home run Haas, and we are tied at 2. That was his 7th home run of the season, and that ball got out of here in a hurry. Now, 1 away in the inning, it's Victor Reyes. That ball hit to the right side. Diving stop, but they are not going to be able to get him as he runs well. And it's an infield single for Reyes, and the Tigers not done yet here in the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch. They put him in motion, and Grossman slices one down the left field line. That ball going all the way to the corner. Reyes was on the move on the pitch, and he's going to come around to score. Grossman into 2nd with an RBI double, and the Tigers take the lead as Clay Holmes unable to get anybody out here in the 7th inning. They're going to turn to Joely Rodriguez with 2 away. That ball lifted into center field and is going to be caught for the final out of the inning. We go to the stretch now. The Tigers have jumped out to a 3-2 lead late in this one. Rodriguez still out there. 1 away in the inning. He's going to get Joey Gallo. Tried to check his swing, but he went around, and that's the 2nd out of the inning, and just 81 pitches for Rodriguez to that point. Next batter, Aaron Hicks. A 2-2, or actually a 1-1 pitch with 2 away in the inning. He slices it down the right field line. That's into the corner, and he's going to make the turn and head for 2nd into scoring position with 2 away in the inning. And the Tigers have a decision to make here, whether they're going to leave Rodriguez in to pitch to Cabrera. Remember, he gave up a home run to him earlier, and they are going to go ahead and turn to the bullpen. And it's Michael Fulmer coming on in relief. He has been very good for the Tigers this year with that ERA at 1.96 across 21 appearances so far this year. Cabrera draws the count to 3-2, and Fulmer goes to a changeup and got him to hit a little squiver in front of the plate. Fulmer fields and throws to first to get him, and that's going to do it for the Yankees in the 7th. Now on to the 8th. It's Rodriguez still out there for the Yankees in relief, and that's a base hit up the middle for Jonathan Scope to start things off. So the Tigers in business again here in the 8th inning. 2-2 pitch now to Spencer Torkelson is hit into center field as well. They had a pinch runner in. It's Castro making the turn, heading to 3rd, and he is in safely, so make it 1st and 3rd. Still nobody out in the inning after the single from Torkelson. Then it's Austin Meadows. He's swinging first pitch, and that ball is into the gap in left center field. Castro comes in to score. Torkelson going to come all the way around from first, and he will score as well, make it 5-2 Tigers. Rodriguez getting shelled here in the 8th inning, as that is now 3 straight hits. Runner in scoring position. Nobody out. But then with 2 away in the inning, it's Grossman swinging and missing a ball in the dirt. They throw it away, run comes in to score, and they're going to try and get a second one, but Candelario is gunned down at the plate to end the inning. A weird scenario there, as that was Aroldis Chapman covering home to get the out there, but the Tigers now make it 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th, and they're going to turn to Jose Cisneros. His ERA sitting right there at 2 across 20 appearances so far this year. First batter he faces is Kiner Falefa. A 1-0 pitch is just an absolute missile into left field. A lot of hard contact in this ball game. The Tigers lead at 6-2, but a runner on with nobody out. Next batter is DJ LeMahieu. That ball hit into right field, hit well, and that's going to make it first and second. Still nobody out. Cisneros, a couple of batters faced and hard contact from both of them. Then he gets to face Giancarlo Stanton. He leaves a slider up, but got it away. Stanton hits it off the end of the bat. That's going to be Kiner Falefa tagging from second. He will get into third. So now runners on the corners, 1 away, and Aaron Judge coming up in a huge situation here. 0-2 pitch to him. Was off the plate. Looked like he checked his swing, but he does not get that call. Did not look like he went around, but that's the second out and a big one. Then it's Contreras. Remember, he homered earlier, but this one is not going to have the distance. Grossman under it, and that is a big out right there as they strand a couple of runners, and they had a chance to get back into this, but now it's 6-2, bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, routine ground ball to third. Candelario sends it over to first, and the Tigers win this one on the road over the Yankees by the final of 6-2. Eduardo Rodriguez getting the win in this one, gave up a couple of solo home runs, and he pitched very well otherwise. So the Tigers come away victorious. Eric Haas, player of the game, hit that solo home run to kind of get the Tigers offense going. They had 9 hits, 2 walks on the day, 3 strikeouts, all for 9 strikeouts as a team, 3 for Robbie Grossman, but he did end up with some redemption, getting a couple of hits and an RBI. Multiple hits for Reyes and Torkelson as well. Torkelson a nice day, 2 for 4 with an RBI as well. Grossman had 2 doubles. Meadows had a double. Haas with his 7th home run of the year. Grossman 1 RBI as well as Torkelson and Haas, and then Meadows with a pair of them on that 2-run double in the, 8th inning. Then Candelario with hit by pitch twice in this game. Reyes his 11th stolen base of the year. Rodriguez gets his 5th win, going 6 2/3, 6 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Gave up those 2 solo homers. Fulmer 1/3 of an inning worked and got the hold. That was a big out that he recorded. Then Cisneros gave up 2 hits in the 8th, but manages to pitch a scoreless inning. And then Chafin is a perfect 9th as he picks up another save on the year. The Yankees had 8 hits and a walk on the day, and they only struck out 5 times. And again, a lot of hard contact in this one, but they were only able to manage to scratch out 2 runs on those solo home runs. Kiner Falefa and LeMahieu each with a pair of hits themselves. Hicks had a double. Contreras and Cabrera were the home run getters. Both of them, again, solo. Judge hit into a big double play. They had errors by Contreras on a swinging 3rd strike, and then Kiner Falefa had one as well. Cortez goes 5 1/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, and struck out 6. 1 earned. He pitched very well, gets a no decision. Loaisiga came in, gave up a couple of hits, gave up 1 hit and gets a hold. Holmes was not very good in this one, giving up 3 hits and 2 earned over 1/3 of an inning. Then Rodriguez compounded that by giving up 3 more hits and 3 earned over 2/3 of an inning. Chapman pitched a scoreless 8th. Tigers win, and that'll do it for this one. If you have not done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we'll see you next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?